Alright lads, went to the shop today and I got this fat stack. Not really a fat pack, but a fat stack. Let's see what's in it! Alright, so this I didn't really buy. I was doing a trade-in and I took in 2 marsh flats and I realized I better keep one. So I kept one. So this is already mine. Okay, Elspeth Knight Errant. Anybody that watched my troll worship video know that I'm really satisfied with it. So I'm reworking it. I found a deck list from 2012, right? It's 12 years old. And I'm going to work the deck off that. It's basically 4 swords band. So it uses 3 Elspeth. I already had 2, so there's my third one. Sulphur Springs foil. This is going to go into Nekkazar. Once I do that rebuild, this is kind of weird. It's a bit of a throwback to Phil Foglio's Sulphur Springs. Only you've got what looks like a dead body in the spring, not some demon chilling out and enjoying the heat. I got this inventive iteration. So this is for Kestia. Kestia realized I want more enchantment creatures. I want to expand on the deck. Take out Robinia. Robinia really doesn't do anything in the deck. I put her in there just because I like her. I have her. I have an original Legends copy. I want to play it. But it doesn't really do anything in the deck. It's just not quite on the theme. So this yoke, this is probably going instead of her. So Stage 1, return up to 1 target creature or planeswalker to its owner's hand. Stage 2, return an artifact to you. Basically draw a card. I don't have any artifacts in Kestia, so it's just draw a card. Stage 3, exile the saga and turn it into Living Breakthrough. So this is a 3/3 flying enchantment creature. Whenever I cast a spell, my opponents cannot cast spells with the same mana value as that spell until my next turn. That sounds interesting. That sounds useful. I want to see how that works. So that's going in instead of Robinia. And then I got this because it was cheap and it looked interesting. I remember the Unspeakable from the first Kamigawa set and I always thought it had potential. To be fair, I forget what it does. I don't remember, but I just thought it had potential. Anyway, Stage 1, creatures you don't control get -2, -0 to your next turn. That's Stage 1. That was Stage 1. Stage 2, if you have 1 or fewer cards in your hand, draw 4 cards. Otherwise, scry 2, then draw 2. That's not bad. That's pretty good. Stage 3, exile the saga, turn it into Vision of the Unspeakable. So it's got flying, trample, enchantment creature, gets +1/+1 for each card in my hand. Which, if the deck is working, I should have a lot of cards in my hand, so he should be big. Knight of the Hidden Coves. I just started looking at the blue enchantment creatures, and I just picked out some that I thought looked halfway interesting. Of course, then I have to take out enchantments from the deck to actually make it work. So this guy, he's 3 for 2/3. As long as it's not your turn, spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. I'm not really sure how he's going to fit, but he looked cool. Like I said, he was cheap, so I bought it. Riptide Chimera, 3 for 3/4 flyer. There we go. Now we're talking. 3/4 flyer for 3. That's better. Beginning of my upkeep, return enchantment you control to its owner's hand. If I have Enchantress effects out, and I gain 1 card for every time I cast an enchantment, then this gets a lot better. Fucking static. Here I am, chilling the seed while I'm talking to you, and this bullshit happens. I really need to bypass Realtek. The Realtek drivers on my motherboard are just crap. I need to buy a USB dongle to bypass them. So anyway, Riptide Chimera. You know what I should have got? I should have got the Eidolon of Life's Bounty. Crap. Oh well. I'm sure if they have any, it's cheap and I can just pick one up the next time I go. So So 5 for 4/4 Whitewater Nades. Constellation, whenever she or another enchantment enters battlefield under my control, target creature can't be blocked. Well, since I plan to use Greater Auramancy aggressively, all my enchantments and enchantment creatures will have Shroud, so I can't target them. So maybe she'll go in, ooh, maybe she'd be good in Edric. Except I don't cast a lot of enchantments in. She has potential, but I don't know. I have to think about it. Flitterstep Eidolon. 2 for 1/1. Can't be blocked. Okay, so that's kind of cool. You know, a little early enchantment creature. Put Kestia down. Can't be blocked, so I don't have to worry about it getting killed or anything. Kind of neat artwork. Geist of St. Traft. That deck I was talking about, the Bant Force Swords, it uses 3 Geist of St. Traft. I already had 2 foil ones, so I got another foil one to flesh up the deck. When I put it together, it's pretty much together now. I just have to slip in Elspeth, the Geist, and then one last card, and it's done. And then I can show it to you, and you can tell me how far off base I am. I got 3 of these for the sideboard for that deck. Refraction Trap. So this would be good against my against my burn deck. If an opponent casts a red instant or sorcery spell this turn, instead of paying 4, I can pay 1 white. And it prevents the next 3 damage. And if damage is prevented that way, I can redirect it back to target creature or player. So basically it's like Harm's Way for 3. For 3 damage, that is. Harm's Way is a 1 mana cost instant that prevents the next 2 damage to be dealt, and you can redirect the 2 damage. This does 3, so it takes a full lightning bolt. So 3 of those on the sideboard. Grave Titan. If you saw my Corvold video, the Grave Titan in there, that belongs to Kaervek. I just put it in there for testing purposes to see how the deck works. So now Corvold has his own Grave Titan. And he's shiny. And he has death in form and function. Dragon Skull Summit. Alright, this is again for Nikazar. Didn't have an extra foil Dragon Skull Summit. Well, I didn't have an extra Dragon Skull Summit full stop. Foil or flat. So now Nikazar's mana base is complete. I can finish him, show him off, and you can see how dirty he's going to be. Got a Wear and Tear for my Boros Bant sideboard. Probably better than Disenchant. So Disenchant costs 1 and a white, and it destroys an artifact or enchantment. This, if I'm hitting an enchantment, only costs 1 white. So I guess this is better, and I can fuse it. For 1 red, 1 white, 1 colorless, I can do an artifact and an enchantment. Of course, in my modern decks, that's really not much of a concern. Anyway, I got that. Now, these cards. So, middle of May, I'm going out to Alamotes. And Alamotes is where I usually play my modern decks with my good friend out there. We've got 2 of the lads that play Magic, mainly EDH. And we all agreed that what we would do is we'd have a mini modern tournament. So one of the lads, he just said, I'm going to print out a deck. So I'm thinking, right, scam. You're just going to print out Rakdos, scam. Fair enough. I hope you know the Fury is banned. So we'll see how that goes. But the friend I normally go see out there, our host, so he bought all of my extra counterfeit cards. All of them. And he's got everything he needs for Modern Jund. He's got 4 Liliana the Veil. He's got 4 Dark Confidant. He's got 4 Thoughtseize. He's got all the fetch lands. He has 4 Tarmogoyf. All he needs are some Lightning Bolts, some Shock lands, which just got reprinted, so they're cheap, and some Deathrite Shamans. Wait, well, it depends. If we play it so he can have it from the era when they were legal, then he's fine. If we're using today's rules and they're banned. Anyway, so Modern Jund is probably what he's going to play, but he wanted a backup deck. He wanted a backup deck just in case. And I said, why don't you build Burn? It's pretty simple. And he's like, yeah, how much can that cost? And I told him, and he said, okay. Can you build it for me if I give you the money? Because he doesn't have any time. He's got hardly any time to play. He's got no time to really look up decks. He looked up a deck list and gave it to me, and that's what I'm building for him. So I started collecting the cards he needs for his Boros Burn backup deck. But he should play Jund. Jund is evil. So I got him these. Path to Exiles. The deck list he gave me uses 3 in the sideboard. And this is the new Thunder Junction Prosperity Path. It's kind of cool. I think you'll like it. For Skullcrack. Although, when I first saw these, I wasn't sold on them. When I first saw them on the spoiler. And I was like, I don't know if I like them. Well, I'm starting to like them. So I think what I'm going to do is at least a few of these, maybe this set of Skullcracks, I'm going to keep for myself. And I'll just give him my Skullcracks, because he really doesn't care. All he cares about is he gets an intact deck he can play and set people's asses on fire. That's what he's looking forward to. But if he plays Jund, he can still bolt somebody and set their ass on fire. That deck I'm building for him uses 4 Sanctifier Invec in the sideboard. Pro black, pro red. Enters the battlefield, exile all black and red cards from all graveyards. If a black or red permanent spell or card not on the battlefield we put into graveyard, exile it instead. Nasty. Here's his 4 Boros Charms. So it says what it does what it says. Choose one, you can deal 4 damage to a player or planeswalker. Your shit gets indestructible within a turn. Or a creature gains double. Doesn't have to be your creature. Don't know why in a modern tournament you'd give one of your opponent's creatures double strike, but maybe there's a use case for that. I don't know. These are his wear and tears. To be funny, I got him the Fallout ones because they were cheap. And I like that old, what is that? Chevy Bel Air. That old Chevy Bel Air and the wear part, that old car. So I would not use these because except for, of course, Inigo Montoya, because I don't like Samut's art. I don't mix Universes Beyond with my collection. So far, Inigo Montoya is the only exception, and I'm hoping I can keep with that. So here's his wears and tears. Inspiring this is another card I've never played. I'm not sold on. I know that damn near every modern deck runs these. These comes to play tapped unless you have 2 or fewer of the lands. It just seems to me that there's a high chance it's going to come and play tapped. In my burn deck, my mana base is 3 Sacred Foundry, 8 fetch lands, they get red, Bloodstained Mire and Arid Mesa, 3 Sunbaked Canyons, a couple of basic lands, and then 3 Sacred Foundry. I'm not running anything. So I already said Sacred Foundry. 2 Clifftop Retreat. I have 2 Clifftop Retreat because it's incredibly unlikely. Fucking real tech. I hate that. I need to get the damn dongle. So anyway, I'm not really sold on these personally. So if he builds this burn deck, even if he plays Jund in the tournament, I want to play him. I want to play his burn deck and see how these work, because I have never actually seen them in action. I don't know how they work. I just don't have a good feeling about them, and I'm probably wrong. I've been wrong before. I'll be wrong again. Skewer the Critic. These are the ones I'll probably keep. I'll probably give him my Skewer the Critics. So, Spectacle Red. You may cast a spell for a spectral cost. If the opponent lost life this turn, deals 3 damage to any target. And that's just, it is kind of cool. It's different. I like different. Sometimes. And here's his Rift Bolts. Bolt from the Rift. So, his burn deck is coming along. But still, as I keep saying, I bet he'll play Jund. I don't know what I'm going to play. Probably Merfolk, because that is my best deck for Modern, or Maybe I'll play the mono black deck. I don't know. I'm still thinking of what I'm going to actually play. I'll probably just take my whole box of modern decks out there, and whatever I feel like playing, I'll just play. So that's Mill Call today. That's all I got for you. Ciao.